Nice. You ain't talking to some grandpa here. You're talking about the Godfather.
Gotcha. He's the first ever UFC Heavyweight Champion. When did you know you wanted to be a fighter?
Yeah, I was a pyromaniac. It's kind of weird, but I played with matches. I always wanted to get big enough, strong enough, and fast enough to beat somebody's ass.
So these guys in MMA, right? How come nobody's been able to figure out Jake Paul, the boxer?
Nobody knows. I do face yoga, a lot of it.
Face yoga.
Mewing. How long are we gonna be here?
Need a minute?
How long are we gonna be here?
We got a couple more
A couple more what?
questions.
Do we come back in?
Yeah, of course. Are you ready?
What's the ice?
Welcome to the Frozen Finish. Who are some of the fighters today that you think instill fear in the younger fighters around them?
I don't know about that question. That's fucking out for me to handle.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Cold Sweats, the show where we see if you can beat the heat and conquer the cold. I'm your host, Connor Loix, and today I'm joined by Mark Coleman. He's the first ever UFC Heavyweight Champion, a UFC Hall of Famer, the first Prix Grand Prix champion, an NCAA Division I national champion in wrestling, an Olympian, an inspiration, a hero, an advocate of sobriety, the godfather of ground and pound, and the original BMF. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark the Hammer Coleman.
And you started making me smile. And I'm one blessed man, happy to be here. I've never been better in my life. Every day just seems to get better and better. Life is good.
Adam, you may shut the door. The temperature torture starts now. In March of 2024, you nearly lose everything when a house fire destroys your childhood home. And then a month later, almost to the day, you're the one putting the BMF belt around Max Holloway at UFC 300. What was that month like?
Oh, it was a great year, great month. I turned that night into a positive. A lot of good things happened because of that fire. Bottom line is, got my mom and dad out. I got out. Couldn't get my dog out, but you can't have everything. Things are going to happen. You got to accept them. The Hammer woke me up. He's a hero. And I'm just happy my mom and dad are here. I had to accept all the things that we lost. I lost a lot of personal items from over the years, but it took a little bit to accept, not long, because all the good things that came about from that. I woke up thinking, well, my mom and dad have something to deal with, and my kids. When I woke up, and the first thing I hear from my kids is how the whole world has read about this and heard about this and is reaching out to help me and to pray for me. And so to wake up to this, in a coma for a couple of days. But even when I was in a coma, I knew I had it. I knew it. Gratitude and gratefulness are, two of the most important words to me. Now, it didn't used to be. I've never been so happy and so at peace in my life. I look forward to every moment of every day. Next thing you know, I'm walking in the cage again. My daughters were there. It was because the fans asked for it. It was way up there. Way up there. It's one of the coolest experiences of my life. It's been great, but I have big things to do. God's not finished with me yet. He guides me. He guided me through that fire. thankfully. But
over the course of your career, you've knocked out more people than a bottle of NyQuil. When did you know you wanted to be a fighter?
oh, when I was 5 years old, I was a pyromaniac. It's kind of weird, but I played with matches, and I would get called by my dad and sent up to my room, and he would send the fire marshal up to terrify me, and he did, but he wanted to kick the fire marshal's ass, you know what I mean? But then my dad owned houses, and my Coleman and his sons, they owned like 5 or 7 houses or something like that. He was the collector, he was the youngest brother. He had to go collect the rent, and it was in a very, very cheap, small, bad part of town. And I'm 10 years old, and I remember watching him go up, knock on the door, and a big dude answered the door, came out, and I was sitting there watching, and I heard him yell at my daddy, I told you I'll get some fucking money when I got some money. Oh, I knew what life was all about right then. That moment really changed my life. I always wanted to get big enough, strong enough, and fast enough to beat somebody's ass. And that guy was on the top of my list.
I see a lot of your content today, and you were talking about driving here and always pushing yourself every moment. When did this obsession with being uncomfortable start?
Well, 2 years ago, New Year's Day, I struck a deal with Liver King, and I started following the carnivore diet and living the 9 ancestral tenets, and we became partners and buddies and good friends. I love the guy to death. He's a genius. I can't wait to learn more from him, but basically he said, look, I hadn't worked out in 10 years, maybe more, and I was sober for a year and a half at this point. And it was the hardest thing ever because just something was missing, man. I was wake up and there's no way life was going to be that hard every day to wake up and be consumed by this alcohol addiction. And all of a sudden he said, look, as simple as this. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Get up, get moving, and I'm sponsoring you. So as simple as that. You're going to pay me to promote and transform myself back into the Hammer. And after 12 years, it was it. Boom! I was obsessed immediately. Walked out the door, and I started walking, and I never stopped. And I turned walking into a complete obsession. You gotta stay busy, in rehab they teach you right away. You gotta get a schedule, you gotta stay busy to stay away from the addiction. So I could never be busy enough, but then I just added exercise. So anytime I'm not doing anything, which is a lot of times, I'm doing something. Even when I drive. Just sit up, posture, throw your chest back, throw your chest up, shoulders back, flinch the chest, squeeze your ass, lift your feet up, get the calves, curl the toes, squeeze it hard, flex the lats, get the chest, like a super hard fist. So good in a second.
Oh yeah.
Unless I pass out.
At Pride 31, you infamously ignited a bench clearing brawl after your TKO finish over Shogun Hua. Do you think that's the reason that Chael Sonnen told Wanderlei Silva on The Ultimate Fighter Brazil 3, I can't let you get close?
I can't let you get close.
Chael's pretty swift. You don't need my help. Chael, he asked to fly me to Brazil. He was having problems from the get-go, and he was worried. And he asked to fly me in. I said, fuck yeah. I hardly knew him, but I knew him just a touch. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. But then Dana said no to it. I don't know why. You know, at the end of the day, they were wrong to hold any kind of grudge against me at all because I did zero wrong. Nothing. Had no clue I broke his fucking arm. No clue. It was a weird wrestling scramble. He posted his arm wrong. I throw a couple extra punches, but none of them even touched him. The ref's on me. I throw the ref aside, confused as hell. His brother steps up to the plate. I asked him if he wanted some, if he fucking wanted some. And he backed off. It was so cool. And then my buddy Phil Brody, not my buddy, my cornerman, grabs me around the waist and has me up in the air, holding me back. Hold me back from what? I'm not going anywhere. They're coming to me, you idiot. They won't let me down. Wanderlei Silva got tripped up and fell into my waist instead of hitting me with a fucking right hand to the temple. So he fell into my waist. I turned, I threw two big haymakers at him. I missed both of them, unfortunately. I got shoved up against the ropes, security all over the place. These guys are trying to take cheap shots at me. My dad's trying to get in the ring. I told him to stay out because, I don't know, I wish I let him in. He's so pissed. He ended up right down below my feet. I'm up against the ropes. There he was. I could have just smashed his face and killed him, actually. I'm not a killer, but he just went back to the corner, and then I celebrate like I've never celebrated before. And that's it. How long are we gonna be here?
Need a minute?
How long are we gonna be here?
Got a couple more
A couple more what?
questions.
Will you come back in?
Yeah, of course. Take a break.
Yeah, I kind of want to suck it up, but I'm worried.
No.
I'm talking so hard.
Take a break.
Oh, that's badass in there, man. It's torture.
Yeah.
I'm into it now.
But why is wrestling the best background to have in MMA?
Well, give me your answer. You're a fan. What do you think about the sport of wrestling?
I would say just like your knowledge of like weight distribution, and there's so many advantages on the ground that you can take advantage of.
He gives so big. Starts as a young kid, you're going in the wrestling room, there's no favoritism, and you're going to get beat up because you don't know what's going on, and you're going to go through a grinder from day one. You have to get by that and learn. The faster you learn, the better you get. It makes you stand taller. It gives you confidence. You go to school the next day, not worrying about anybody. I was worried about people picking on me, man. So I had to get tough. And I knew wrestling was going to make me tough. Wrestling makes you tough, makes you mentally tough. You can handle things. You got to learn how to handle a loss. It's so hard because you put in so much work to do it, to lose. But it's okay. I just said, I want to get him back. He inspired me by beating me. I always, almost always got him back.
So these guys in MMA, right? These MMA guys, I got you here, Mark. I don't want you to sugarcoat it. You got to tell me, how come nobody's been able to figure out Jake Paul, the boxer?
He's good. I'm saying he's good until I find out for real if this stuff's fixed or fake. He's done a hell of a fast job of starting from a nobody YouTuber. Nobody. I mean, he was really getting whooped when he started. No, my man got big and strong. He got in the weight room. He got strong. He's a hell of an athlete. He's from Ohio. He knows how to wrestle. He's an athlete, and his boxing gets better and better. He's rushing it. He's taking a lot of chances already. Nobody knows if there was any fixing. I don't think there was. Mike Tyson looked great, and he got tired because He almost died 3 months earlier. I think he rushed himself back in that ring, and his legs just went. And that's what he didn't give up. He stood there and did the best he could. And maybe Jake Paul, maybe he was too much respect. Maybe he could have went after it harder. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
But I like Jake Paul. Living a dream, man. Living a dream. Look at that girlfriend he's got. That's a dream woman.
Oh, you gotta give him credit.
For what?
Everything you just mentioned.
The girl. No, man, he's good. I like him.
Dana White, he seems like an all or nothing guy. You and him have had an up and down relationship in the past. You seem to have a good relationship now. Do you think it would take somebody like you to broker a peace deal between Dana and Ariel Helwani?
Fuck, I don't know about that question. That's fucking not for me to handle. Dana White's always been good to me. Only time I turned down his offer to come back from Pride and fight in UFC. Instead, I took the offer to fight Fedor the second time. I didn't want to fight Fedor. I wanted back in the UFC, but the money they were offering me to fight Fedor was more than the 3-fight deal that he was offering me. It was a confusion. I told him just to come up a little bit, and I'm in. My manager said he ain't budging. So I took the Pride deal with short notice, and then he calls me the next morning and said, what the Coleman, did you sign? I said, well, yeah, kinda. What do you mean, kinda? I told him I'm in. He's like, you didn't sign. Get on a plane, fly out here, let's work this out. I'm like, oh, man. I said, fuck, my word. He's like, fuck your word. You idiot. You dumbass. They're fucking you, which they did sell Pride rather quickly. So the contract was meaningless. But anyways, he held that against me when they did buy Pride. And I couldn't get a fight back there for over a year. So I was in 43, 42, 43-ish. He made me wait a year. Where's the ice? Let's go.
Would you be in favor of the UFC bringing headbutting back?
Well, of course I will be. I'd be in favor of the headbutts, but of course, as a businessman and a veteran, it's not possible because it completely changes the sport. It changes the defense. It changes everything, and there's no defense to it a lot of times. So it had to be brought in. My fights were easy with the headbutts. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't fair. So they're a beautiful thing, and there's a place for it, like over in Russia, like a new league. Anything goes. Kicks on the ground are about as exciting as it gets. I was best with no rules because it just gave me so many options, and the guy was defenseless a lot of times.
Yeah.
And it's with liquid hot magma.
So you've been very open today and even just in public in general about your battle with alcohol addiction.
Yeah.
You have people, looks like from all over the world, reaching out to you, asking for help, asking for your opinion. What's it like to be in that position now, and what do you tell these folks in the middle of a sobriety journey?
It's awesome. I always wanted to be famous, but I wanted to be famous for the wrong reasons, the nasty reasons of fame, good things. But now I'm famous, and the platform I have, it's beautiful because it gives me an opportunity to be heard. And now my story means something, and I'm proud of my story, and I really feel like I'm good at getting my point across to alcoholics. When I do help them, they try. Keeping them, they can't do that. You gotta change. You gotta check into rehab, learn about the disease, put it in your higher power's hands, ask them to take away your obsession, and then clean out your locker and let go of resentments and admit to your wrongdoings. So, Yeah. I'm ready to roll out here, bro.
Roll on.
Okay.
I want to be back in here after the plunge, trust me.
Ready?
Yeah.
To the rock.
Ooh. Mark,
What?
welcome to the Frozen Finish. You fought Fedor in 2004 at the Pride Heavyweight Grand Prix. Again, in 2006 at Pride 32. Was he the best you faced?
Yeah.
And if so, is he the GOAT?
Yeah, Fedor's the best and the GOAT, but no excuses. I was a little past my prime, and big fan of his. He could do it all. His wrestling was a little weak, but yeah, he was a badass. 10 years, no losses. He's the GOAT.
GSP, a young GSP, once described meeting you and being scared. Who are some of the fighters today that you think instill fear in the younger fighters around them?
Islam, scary dude. Jones, scary dude. That's about it for now.
How you doing?
Great.
Good, man.
Ever better. How many more questions?
4.
Let's go.
Okay, one more.
Whew.
Hearing the story of you in the hospital just days after the fire, your daughters are around you and they're playing the song "Fear is a Liar." What does that song mean to you?
Oh, that was it's one of my favorite songs. They played that while I was in the coma, but I could hear it, and I remember them talking to me. And when I woke up, you know, they asked me about it, and I told them I remember, and they didn't believe me. But then I told them, because I was fighting back, trying not to cry. But then one tear dropped out. I remember the tear dropping out, and I held the rest in. But yeah, waking up from that fire's one of the highest of all highs to have my daughters there. They're my life. Kenzie and Morgan and Skylar, you know, that's everything to me. So I want to make them proud, and my mom and dad. So yeah, you turn that fire into a positive.
Good, man. You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
We gotta end on a dunk. All right.
Yeah. Get uncomfortable to be comfortable, man. Woo, that's fucking energy, man. Love it. I needed that so bad. I'm training all day long. I'm so fucking sore. Let's eat. Let's go. Go to school. Come on, Dad. Nice. Let's do this.
Hammer House.
Fuck me. Bitches. Oh. I gotta get one.
Mark, you survived the sauna.
Yeah.
You overcame the cold, and you've made it to the warm down. Congratulations. It is only fair.
Whoa, baby. That's nice. I'm not gonna lie. It was torture. I do these things, but we go about an hour almost.
Yeah. So I was gonna say before you steam this out. Oh my, do the wide.
Healthy, and people are missing out getting into that
Yeah.
cold. The cold was so opposite of in here, and now getting back in here.
Oh my gosh.
This is so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have so much energy tonight driving home, get some good food. Life is amazing.
My man, I was gonna say, it's only fair now we give you a chance to plug, promote, And I wanted you to tell us if you ever considered building your own doomsday shelter.
What is it?
You know, like the underground bunkers that people make, like end of the world stuff, nuclear war.
No, I don't have. I wouldn't mind having one, but somebody else built it for me and all that shit. But
Yeah.
I don't have one. I'll take it, but not a necessity.
Right.
But
What you got going on?
Stem Cell International, Colombia, took them about 6 months. Now they're really starting to kick in. If anybody's interested, get a hold of me. I can hook you up. It's the best company around, first class, everything. My energy drink, Brawl energy drink, Mark Coleman's Octagon Orange. Very, very healthy, very delicious. I'm happy with the flavor and the taste, but the quality is amazing. Liver King, he got me started on this journey to transform myself back into a barbarian monster. His supplements, the fittest ever supplements. Look, there's nobody compares to the quality in these, and they're delicious. The energy bars, the bars that I eat, I could eat all day long. Anybody else? PLN, JT Tilly, slap fighting, car jitsu, tire wrestling, coffin wars. I'm doing the commentating for it. Life is just so good. And did I miss anybody? I hope not. But sober is cool. It's the coolest thing I've ever done. Nothing compares to it. What can you do? What are you going to do when you get sober? There's going to be nothing to do. That's what everybody worries about. I worry about it. Oh no, it's the opposite. You can do everything sober. You can remember it. It's fun. And you are the cool one, not the fool one. Give back to receive. That's what I live by. You know, shout out to my daughters, who, you know, my best friends, all of them. My mom and dad still around. All my fans, friends and fans. My fans are my friends, so keep trying to be better. Be the best version of yourself you can be. Start today. Tomorrow's not promised. Get up, get moving. Fear nothing. Fear's a liar. Use it to motivate yourself. And then fucking dominate. Earn everything. That's a wrap.
Describe your experience today in one word.
Uncomfortably comfortable. Put it together.
One word, uncomfortably comfortable. Mark, the Hammer, Coleman, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go!